So hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss how to deploy a Mule code to Cloud Hub. So in order to do that, open Anypoint Studio and create a new project. Basically a sample project. For that we can go to create Mule project and we can select the project name whatever we want. So I'll just make it as Mule-test. If you have a RAML for your API, so then you can import RAML from Design Center. But as currently we're discussing only about the deployment part, I'll just use Mule-test. So finish. So this will create a structure for the API, basically where we can design our code. So we have this mule test.xml. So in this we can design our code, whatever we want. So basically for our API to listen something, so it should have a listener so that we can call the API. So I'll just drag this listener over here. So we have a listener, and just to display the logs like request received. So I'll just place a logger over here. So logger is used for logging purpose. And if you want any message to be printed, so I'll just keep this transform message in order to get the response like what happened in this code. And I'll keep one more logger over here. Oh, I got it too. Okay. So logger, I'll just write a message. So API flows started. And the same message I'll copy at the last logger and I'll just make it as API flow complete. Okay, and we will write one payload over here. Actually, we'll create a payload. So I'll just make it as JSON. And I'll just say status is success. And I'll just display the time. Or maybe a timestamp. So whenever we are designing a code, normally we use lower camel case letters. So it's fine, like whatever you want to use. So we'll just display the current time in IST time zone. Okay, so we have the logger and we have the message which our API will return, and we have a end logger. But in order to call this API, we have this listener and we should configure this listener. So before doing this, I just wanted to let you know how the URL is formed basically. So let me open this image. Yeah. So here, if you see, so this is the entire URL. So in order to call this URL, there are separate structures or separate parts which we can divide this URL into. So here we have this HTTPS. So HTTPS nothing but a protocol. So we will have HTTP or HTTPS. HTTP is a normal protocol and HTTPS is a secure one. And after the protocol, you will be having the host name, basically the host name of your API. And then you will have port, and then you will have a file path or a file name, whatever you have. So in your listener, you should configure your listener in such a way like it will form this particular URL structure. So first we have protocol, then we have host name, then we have port name and file path. So the same thing we will do at our listener configuration. So I'll just click on add. So protocol. So a protocol can be HTTPS or HTTP. So as it's for testing purpose, I'm just keeping it as HTTP. And host. Here we are defining the host name, right? So the same way for our API to get triggered, so we will use a local host. So local host is nothing but the server host where the API gets deployed. So in order to automatically take that, so we will make it as 0.0.0.0. So this is the local host. And port. So port by default for HTTP publicly accessible. So we will use 8081. If we want HTTPS protocol, so then we will make the port as 8082. So we have the protocol, we have set the host, we have set the port. Now the remaining part is the path, file path. So path we can either define here or else. So we will just define it at the path. So I'll just make a slash call. And here we go. So we have configured the host, we have configured the protocol, we have configured the host, we have configured the port, and we have given the path as well. But make sure if you want your API to be publicly accessible, and if it is a HTTP protocol, use the port as 8081, which is default port for HTTP. And if you want to use HTTPS and publicly accessible, you use the port as 8082. Okay. And if you want a private port for HTTP and HTTPS, it will be 8091 and 8092. Okay. So we have our code ready. So I'll just directly deploy this into the cloud. So what you can do is you can make it into a jar file. So either you can use any point platform deploy to Cloud Hub, or if you want to export it and send to someone, or else if you want to just deploy it. So you can first export your code, export, and you have this Mule where you have this Anypoint Studio. So you can just specify your path where you want to save. So I'll just make it as desktop, and just create one folder over here. And I'll just save my code here. I'll just copy, finish. So what this will do is this will basically generate a jar file of our API. So jar file is created. You can go to runtime manager. So here you can select the environment which you want. If you want to deploy application, just click on deploy application. So it will ask for the name. What is the name of your API? So I'll just give mule-test. So basically this name should be globally unique. So mule-test is already being used. So we are not able to access that. Mule API test cloud. Yeah, so this name is available. And yeah, we will keep this application name and we are deploying it to Cloud Hub. So if you have any properties like environmental variables, mule.env or env, so you can directly keep the key and values over here. So for example, if you have env as dev, we can keep it as env dev, and we can deploy our code. So basically runtime version, it will always take the latest version. So if you want to change, you can change. Vcore size is fine. Worker, like how many number of workers you want to set. If you want to use object store, so this will automatically get populated. So once you get your API name and you have added this configuration, just choose the file. So I'll just click on upload file, and I'll just give the path which I set it already. Oh. So yeah, here is my jar file. So I'll just click on that and I'll click on open. So once I click on open, so it will automatically select the jar file. And if you want to deploy your application, we'll directly click on deploy application. So it will upload this jar file. So you can see our API is getting deployed. Okay, now you can see our API is started. So your application is started and you can see a green symbol over here. And in this log, you can find different information like what path you're using, like in which connection our listener is listening. So you can see HTTP 8008081, which we already configured. Okay, now our API is deployed. In order to access this API, so we'll go to settings and we'll just copy this app URL. So this is basically shared URL. So this can be accessible anywhere from the world. So I copied this and I'll just place it in the browser. Okay. And I'll just add HTTP or starting HTTP:// This is our code, and we have given the path as call, if I'm not wrong. Oh yeah, we have given it as call. So I'll just click on enter. So it should call our API and it should give the success code. And if you see here, it's a success and 2020. So the basically the timestamp which we are printing. And if we go and see the logs, we should be able to see start logger and end logger. So API flow started, API flow completed. So let me recall it, enter. So you can see success and you can see 2 more logs here. API flow started, API flow completed. So basically, this is how you will deploy the code to Cloud Hub. So there is one more method instead of externalizing this jar. So you can go to Studio. You can click on your project, and you can go to any point platform, and you can click on Deploy to Cloud Hub. So both will work same. So here you just need to log in first, and then you have to follow the same process. Like it will open this deploy window. So basically, it will open this window. You have to give the name, and file will automatically be selected because we are right clicking on the project and we're input. And whatever properties you need, you can just do that. So that's all about this video. I hope you find this video informative. Thanks for watching.